Chandler's hair. This is my nephew. He is super thoughtful kid. Anyway, just have to tell you a little bit about him. But anyway, I want to show you how to do a clipper cut on him. He still wants it longer. He doesn't want it like short and tight. But I am going to talk to you a little bit about the clippers, and so you kind of know, when I say he doesn't want it that short, I already know kind of what's not short, right? So if you don't know, I kind of want to go over that. So he is going to do a number 7. So he's going to do a number 7. We're just going to come up here. You're going to see that it's going to take off a little bit. It's just going to clean it up. It's not going to take a ton off. Now, if you want it shorter, in a few minutes when I'm done, I'm going to kind of go over the clipper attachments with you so you can decide which one you would need. So you can see it's cleaning it up, and this is nice if you don't want to do a finger cut and you just want it all really even and a little bit faster than a finger cut. I just like to go, his hair grows this way, so I like to go, the opposite way of the way his hair grows. So, and then of course you can see I'm coming to about here with the clippers. Then I'm going to show you how to blend it. Okay, now you can just kind of go back around, see if there's anywhere you missed. Just make sure it's all even. Okay, so now I'm going to take this off, and then I'm going to cut the top. The other thing too, you guys, if you need a cape, there's links below. Sorry, I'm going to just lower this a tiny bit, the chair. Anyway, there's links below if you need capes. Also, there is clippers, the attachments, shears, because shears, you definitely want a decent pair of shears. You don't have to get way expensive, but in the links, there's some good ones. It's actually in a set that's really nice because kitchen scissors, it's not gonna work. It's gonna bend the hair and it'll take about 2 hours to cut a haircut. So anyway, there's that down below if you need any of that, okay? If not, you can throw a towel on, or if you have your own. Now, he doesn't want much off the top either, okay? So I'm just gonna trim this a little bit. If you obviously want more on the top of whatever cut you're doing, you're going to take more. Okay, so I'm coming up in front. I'm just taking a little section, and you can see the little hairs underneath that I've already trimmed, okay? And so you can take from, the one end to the other end of where I have already trimmed. I like to point cut. That means I'm just taking, my shears in this way instead of flat against the finger. That helps not have like lines, especially now Chandler, we did a wave perm on him, so he has body in his hair, but say your hair is really straight, and maybe you guys have had, you've already tried cutting, and if there's lines going down the hair, once it dries, you can see lines. I can show you how to blend that better, but cutting, this is also a good way to, mix it up just a little bit so it's not such a straight line. We obviously are doing it even because we're following that guide point, but if you just point cut into it like that, it's easier. You're probably wondering how I'm keeping track of what I'm cutting. So I come up the middle, I take the section from the middle, then I always go to the right. Okay, so you can see that section to the right. Okay, then I just grab the hair that I just cut and I come over and I do the left side. So I always have that guide point in the middle. So I do middle, right, and then I go to the left. Okay, so again, then I just comb the next section up, and I see that guide point behind there. I follow that, then I grab the next section to the right, then I come back this way. Make sure, you know, I have some of that middle section, you guys can see it right there, and you take from the middle and go to the left. Same thing, middle, grab the next section. Now, if you guys feel like you need to, you know, section each part out, you sure can. But another thing that I'm going to show you here in a second is how you can double check to make sure you have everything, that you didn't miss, you know, any long pieces along the way. So when I say, if you want to section it, that's fine. I want to show you so you know what I mean by that. If you want to section and take, you can have any little clip if you have anything that will hold the hair down. Say bobby pins or something like that, whatever you have, or a little twisty, something like that to hold the hair to the side. So you can take and, you know, take sections, and you can make sure they're all even or whatever. Cut that whole section first. Then you can take this section, and since you have your guide point, and then do that side. Does that make sense? So you're not like, it's all over the place. So you can section it. That's what I mean by section. Take this side, just push it off to the side, cut all the center, then the right with the center, then the left with the center. Okay, I just wanted you to know that, so you're not like, okay, RaDona, well, you say section it off. Like, I don't know how to section it off. So that's how I would go the middle, and then to the right, and then the left. Okay, so I'm almost done with this, and then I'm going to show you guys how you can double check to make sure that whole top is, you know, connecting, and that we haven't missed any really long pieces. Okay. Doing good, Chan? Yep. Okay. Chan, his name's Chandler, but we always call him Chan. Okay, so this is how you double check it. You're going to come up the middle. So you come up this way, come up this way, and you'll see if there's any really long pieces that they'll poke up more. Okay, so I did that down the middle. This is kind of the section thing again. Then I come over here to the left, and I hold that up. And if any little bit is, you know, hanging up further than the rest, then you know you're off a little bit, and you just take the shears and just trim it down, okay? Then you come to the right, same thing. You can just hold that up. Hold it up. Okay, so that's how you make sure it's even. It's called double checking, cross-checking your work. Then I love to hold the hair down. Of course, he doesn't want much, so I'm just going to take the little ends here. I always like to set my shears on here. If not, just move your fingers away so you don't chop into anything. But I like to rest my shears here. The other thing is, you know, when you go to cut, people are going to wonder what to do with their comb. You just put it here with your thumb. So you're going to hold this, and you're going to be like, oh, wait, I have a comb and a shear. You come here and you just hold it with your thumb. And at first it's a little different. It's like, oh, wait, but you'll get it. You'll get it, I promise. So, okay, we just did that. I'm going to just wet this down a little bit. All right, now the next part that I want to show you guys is the blending, okay? The blending, you want a fine thin comb, and this goes with the big clippers, okay? What you're going to do, you're gonna come in and you're gonna grab at this hair and you're gonna pull out, okay? And then you're gonna go along here. You can go back and forth. See, I'm going back and forth like this. Some people feel like they have more control if they go up this way. So totally up to you. The thing that I advise, a little tip, is don't come in here and leave your comb in. Because if you go and take that section, you're gonna have a dip in there, right? It's gonna be like really like in there too much. So if anything, hold your comb out more. And then when you go to look in the mirror, if it needs to be blended more, you can take your comb a little bit closer to the head, if that makes sense. Now what I'm going to do here in a second, and I can slow down. You can go like this, just go back and forth. And while you're going back and forth, you just bring that comb straight up. And see from this side, so when I'm doing this, see how my comb's straight up? It's not in like this, okay? That's what I'm saying. You don't want to come in too far at first because then there could be a dip in there. So you just come straight from the head, straight up, and then you take this off. Now what I'm going to do is just move him into the mirror just so I can see. Yeah, that's blending pretty darn good here. So I don't need to bring the comb in too much. Okay, same here. You want to double check before you take the clippers to it until you get used to it. Okay, you want to come up. Again, you can do it this way if you feel like you're more comfortable. And you guys will get it. Just keep working with it. Blending, you know, is definitely probably the hardest part of a haircut, but you can do it. The key is to have a good comb that's just really flush. It's just flat. You don't want one with big teeth on it because that will be bumpy, if that makes sense. It's not close to the head. So same thing here. I'm coming here, and then I'll show you from this angle. You just want to stay up, like from the head, just straight up. And like I say, you can kind of look, and what you want to do is set them in front of a mirror. So when you're doing this, you can see if you need to go closer to the head or farther, you know, like hold it out more. Okay, now I'm going to come around this way, and I'm going to look here in the mirror. If you have, you know, pieces that are out here, it goes up and then out, you're going to want to come closer, okay? So what you do is you come a little bit closer, so this hair, you get that off because there was a little kind of a bump at the top, a little bit more hair. And then of course you look in the mirror again. Sorry, I'm gonna come this way. I'm gonna look in the mirror again. Okay, and that's looking pretty good. There is a little bit up here, but I'm gonna trim this in, okay? I'm gonna show you how to do that. So after you see everything's pretty decent this way, you're gonna go and you're gonna take, there's a corner off, okay? What you're gonna do is start from this side. So from the length up top to your side, there'll be a little bit of a corner. Okay, so you just take that corner off. So here's that corner you can see from this side up to that top. And it's a little corner, but it's amazing when you take this little corner off, how much better it blends on the side, okay? So same thing. I'm just doing it all the way around, okay? Then it makes it all even. Okay, same thing over here on this side. See, can you see that corner? There's that short part. Just gonna take that little corner off. Some of you might have a bigger corner than others. Some of you might not have a big corner. So, but whatever there is, even if it's a little or a lot, just take that little corner off and it will blend really, really well. Okay, all right, now the other thing I want to show you guys is with blending sides. Say your side is just not quite blending the way you're wanting it. Sorry, there's an extra little bit right here. That's the thing too, is if I'm looking in the mirror, I can see it better, but that's what I'm telling you guys. If you have a mirror, just start cutting it in front of the mirror. If not, just go in front of them and just check their hair out, get in front of them and look and see what you need to fix. These texturizing shears, and that's in that link below with all those other things. These are really good for thick hair, or if you're having problems blending, it's nice to bring these shears in just a little bit and go through the blending area. That will just connect that a little better. So you can see I'm coming in, just go out a little bit. So I'm opening and shutting as I go through that blending area, through the sides. All right. Okay, Chan Man, almost done. Okay, now we're going to clean up around his ears. These are little trimmers. If you don't have little trimmers, you can use the big ones. It'll just be a little bit awkward, but they totally will work. I like to come from the top of the ear, and this is different for everyone. Some people like more of a, what do you call it? Like the longer, some of it like short. Just depends where you want it. Okay. I'm just following his hairline. You can see how his hair grows there. I always like to also kind of just comb it. Okay, you can see how I'm going to bring this up, like the other side, just on a little angle. Then I move the ear out of the way, and I come up slowly this way. Okay, then I go to bottom of the ear right here, well, top of the ear, bottom of the top, I guess I should say. Okay, and then I just bring that by the ear. And then again, you can hold this down if you need to get behind to clean that up. Perfect. Now, one more thing, you guys. If you can see how that's kind of poking out a little bit from the side, it's because he has a little cowlick there. Now, what you can do is you can bring your comb up and hold that up a little and just take that a little bit tighter where the cowlicks are, just so that doesn't grow out as fast as the other, because sometimes that will happen. If there's cowlicks and you don't get the hair tight enough to the head, it'll be longer by your next haircut. Okay, I'm gonna turn it to the mirror. Check it out. Okay, perfect. I'm gonna turn him this way. I always like to take some people have brushes. I used to have a brush, but I love the blow dryer. Just blow it off there. Okay, so I'm just gonna turn him around this way. You look good, Chan. Does it feel good? Yeah. Okay, always nice to have a nice trim. Okay, now I wanna just go over really fast so you guys kind of have an idea. Like I said, I had a 7, and everybody's clippers are different, obviously, on how you put these on. Some just slide on the end. Mine actually have clips that you push in the end and you push it up and then it just clicks on. So it depends on which kind you have. But I want to talk, like the one is really short. So the bigger the number, the higher the number, the longer the hair will be. Okay, so there are larger numbers than the 7 that I used, but this is how long a 7 is. And it'll say, like, this is 7/8 of an inch, okay? So you know that. Can you guys see that? 7/8 of an inch. This is a number 2. That's 1/4 of an inch. And the 1 is the shortest besides the 0. It's almost, 0 is kind of like almost the blade. So if you want to get, you know, tricky, you can start with a 1, go up into a 2, and do a fade if you want it tight. Okay, so, but I wanted you guys to know the larger the number, the longer the hair. Okay, so if you're wanting it shorter, most all my guys have 2 or a 3 if they want it short. Anyway, so honestly, let me just show you this. So his is a 7. Okay, now I just had my hair trimmed yesterday and I have a 4 on the back of mine. So you can see how much tighter this 4 is compared to a 7. Okay, so larger the number, the longer, you know, number 1, short. Okay, so anyway, just so you know, you don't just flip that on and cut away and it's bald. No, anyway, you guys, thank you so much. Thanks, Chan, for letting us trim you. I hope you guys have a great day. I hope this helped you. If you have more questions, just comment below. Click on the links for help and get your stuff if you need it at home, because the kitchen shears just aren't gonna work. Anyway, you guys have a great day and thanks for all your support. See ya.